Okay, perfect. So I'll be sharing a notepad, guys, wherein I'll just introduce about the Cypress as a tool and what all things we will be kind of covering in this particular course, right? So we'll discuss in detail about the same, okay? So at just high level, guys, there are various things to be kind of let's say discuss about the Cypress, but I'll not go in deep about Cypress right now. Obviously, in the coming session, we'll talk about this Cypress in detail. So today I'll just go through the Cypress curriculum, what all things we will be covering in this course, whatever we have. So just at high level, guys, the duration which we are having for Cypress is almost like around 28 to 30 hours. Okay, wherein obviously if required it can kind of get extended by 1 week or something. That depends upon the queries, doubt, questions you guys are having. And with respect to the days which we are covering this, it is Monday to Friday, guys. Okay, Monday to Friday, and the timing is 9 p.m. IST to 10 p.m. IST. Okay, so this is the timing. So we are having 5 days a week. So almost like five into 4 days, like 4 weeks, basically 20 hours. And keeping in mind 1.5 month would be the duration which I can think of right now. But still, let's say due to some reason or some issues, we are having some, let's say, not having session on some of the days. Obviously, those days will be getting extended. Okay, but it will be getting within the duration of like 2 months, I would say. Okay, but yes, the duration is 28 to 30 hours, guys. Okay, and with respect to the curriculum, what all things will be there, I'll just show the detail about that as well. So let me kind of show the detail over the curriculum. Okay, those who might have not went through this page. Okay, so what all things we will be discussing, guys. Here in the title itself, you can see clearly like Cypress automation course, which covers the JavaScript fundamentals. So guys, please remember we are covering JavaScript, not TypeScript. Okay, please remember this. We are covering JavaScript, JavaScript fundamental, test runner. What is Cypress test runner? API testing, basics of API testing. Just a second, guys. I would request everyone to be on mute if you are not speaking, guys. Sorry for same. Uh, then we will be kind of covering the web UI automation, guys. Okay, so how we are kind of working with the UI automation. We will obviously talk about the UI component, what all component are popular, how we are performing the automations on those UI component using Cypress. Okay, and then at the later stage, once we have completed the basics of UI and everything, we'll move to the framework design, guys. Okay, so the framework which are the kind of popular frameworks, such as you can consider the BDD framework, that is Cucumber framework. Second is the page object model, which is again for the UI component, guys. Okay, so BDD page object model both will be related to the UI testing, guys. Okay, those will be the UI testing framework. And the last framework which we will have is for the API testing. Okay, so one more framework will be kind of included in our framework design, guys. That will be for the API testing. Okay. So these are the three frameworks which we will be kind of taking into consideration for our Cypress automation course. Okay. Now, just at high level, the course is obviously designed in such a way that we will start with the JavaScript fundamentals. JavaScript fundamental will be kind of the first topic which we will be discussing in detail. Okay, so here you can see that if you see, we have the module wise this thing course syllabus which is already designed. So whatever like those who are, let's say, comfortable with the Java, right? So am I audible, guys? By any chance, like you are not able to hear me?
No, no,
Yeah,
you're
yeah.
audible.
Yes,
You're
you are
audible.
audible.
Some of them are like over this thing chat, I think. Uh, Okay, thank you. Thank you for the confirmation, guys. Okay, so I would request those who are not able to hear, please try to check the connection at your end, guys. Okay. If still you are facing issue, please let me know. Okay. So I think there was one question. So guys, we'll take the question and answer at the like later stage. Okay. So API testing, it will be automation API testing using REST assured logic, right? Whatever we have with respect to Selenium, same with will available for Cypress API automation framework as well. Okay, so coming up to core syllabus, guys, module one will be purely on the JavaScript part. Because I told you right initially, Cypress is supporting only two primary languages. One is JS and second is TS. JS is JavaScript and TS is TypeScript. If you kind of compare the JavaScript and TypeScript, guys, you will not see major different. Okay, but yes, the popularity wise, JavaScript is kind of little bit more popular compared to TypeScript. So that's the reason we will kind of go with the curriculum with the JavaScript, guys. Okay, so all the introductions with respect to JavaScript, what are variables, how to write conditional, while loop, array methods, inheritance, object oriented concept, polymorphism. So all this concept we will try to cover in the initial session, that is module one. So once we are done with the JavaScript part, we'll move to like how the Cypress is kind of getting popular over the period of time. You can see like last 1 year or 1.5 year, Cypress has gained a lot of you can say feedback, lot of you can say popularity with respect to automation, since it is having the capability to automate any kind of Angular base Node.js application. So that's the reason the Cypress has gained a lot of popularity over the period of last 1.5 year, guys. Because the scripting part and obviously managing the script is very comparatively easy compared to other automation tool. So what is Cypress? Cypress architecture, understanding the key benefits and features which are provided by Cypress. Third is the installation part of Cypress, guys, how we need to set up, what are the prerequisites required for Cypress part. And then we will again how we have learned all the JavaScript concept, right? How we can inculcate those concept into our Cypress module folder structures, whatever is defined, because Cypress has got one standard folder structure. Nobody is like changing that particular structure. It is like it is possible to add multiple folders to that structure, but nobody is deleting or let's say modifying the structure which is provided by the Cypress guys. Okay. Next is Cypress test runner and the command line feature, how we can run the Cypress test cases using the runner, as well as over the terminal section using CLI, command line interface, guys. Okay. So we will talk about this as well. And then we will be having detailed discussions on, this is the very important crucial module wherein we will discuss in detail about all the UI component which is kind of popular. Okay, when I say UI component, wherein in the automation world you might have seen how to kind of automate drop down, how to work with radio button, check boxes, dynamic drop down, static drop down, iframes. Let's say if you want to work with shadow dome element, SVG element, all those concepts we will be kind of covering in this particular module, guys, module 6. Okay, how to upload file, download file, how to handle multiple windows, alerts, what are the JS alerts, all pop-ups, right? All those concepts will be kind of cover inside this particular module, that is module 6. Okay. Then we will have like API testing, very simple. Like we will be kind of talking about the Postman as a manual API testing tool. Okay, I'll be discussing about the Postman as well, guys, because the thing is before moving on to the automation, you need to have the clear understanding on how the API manual testing we kind of perform. And then we will be kind of whatever API testing which we have performed manually over the Postman tool, with the help of that particular collection, or let's say that particular JSON file, we will be trying to create our complete framework in Cypress as well for that particular APIs, whatever APIs we will have. And later on, whatever we have done at the in the above section, we will try to convert everything into the form of Cucumber methodology. I hope everyone are clear with Cucumber. It's a kind of framework, guys, which is obviously popular in almost all type of tools. It's not like only it will work with Cypress. It is popular in almost all the tools, such as Selenium, such as Playwright, such as if you want to work with Karate. All the tools are having the concept of Cucumber methodology of writing the spec file, feature files, whatever we have, and then how we can run or trigger our test case using the Cucumber methodology. Okay. After that, we will be kind of using the page object as well as report generation, guys. How the page object model is kind of working in Cypress. What is page object? What are the different component when it comes to page object, such as page element, page action, how to create objects for those particular class files, whatever we are creating in Cypress. And then we will move little bit towards the my like managing the codes using the source code management. The popular tool is GitHub, and GitLab. These are the popular tool. And also we will be trying to cover the CI/CD integrations along with the Jenkins, wherein we will create the both the pipelines. One is like a freestyle project, and second is the Jenkins pipeline using the Groovy script for triggering the complete stages, whatever we have in our Jenkins CI/CD part. Okay. So that is at the later stage, once everything is clear to everyone with respect to how to run the test case and everything, how the report is getting generated. After that, we will talk about the CI/CD as well as this source code management, GitLab and GitHub, how we can kind of migrate all our code to the respective open source repository, and how to trigger our test case under CI/CD. Okay, so this is the curriculum, guys, what we are going to discuss. Okay, at any point, if you guys got anything you want to, let's say, repeat the topic, or let's say you didn't understood, please feel free to kind of unmute yourself throughout the course, guys. Okay, there is no such issue. If you ask multiple this thing, I will be able to, like, let's say, try to share your screen, what all things you are facing issue. You can share your screen in between the session as well. Let's say you are not able to trigger your test case, not able to, let's say, have this proper setup for the Cypress site, cy.js file, whatever issues you guys are facing at any point, you can interrupt me in between, guys, and you can kind of share your screen, or let's say you can ask your queries over the WhatsApp chat as well. Okay, whenever you face any kind of issues with respect to any topics, whatever we are discussing over the Cypress part, guys. Okay. So now, just at high level, guys, I just wanted to convey. Anybody got any queries, doubt, questions with respect to the curriculum, course content? Please feel free to unmute and speak up, guys.
Hi, Vikas. So this is Jitan, right?
Yeah, Jitin.
So yeah. So after we, end of the session, so do you have any way to practice the, self practice? Is there any way to here?
So with respect to the practice part, guys, on once we are kind of moving on the UI component testing, right, on the daily basis, or let's say twice in a after every 2 sessions, I'll be giving like, because I do have a lot of UI open source website on which we can kind of have the UI practice part. Okay, so most of my previous students, they used to kind of directly create the framework over their own live project on which they are working. Okay, so that's what they were actually trying to have it. But at the practice part, after every 2 sessions or 3 sessions, I will be kind of providing the assignment with respect to what all things you need to automate. Because at a higher level, those will be kind of the automation test case you will be kind of doing within 2 days or 3 days, whatever time you are taking. But that will be completely in a normal, you can say, not following any framework style of writing. Okay, initially. After, let's say, 2 weeks or something, right? After that, you will be able to kind of have the automation. There will be a lot of practice, you can website. There will be automation. Yeah, sorry guys. There will be practice session.
Okay. So, Karthi here. One question I had is like regarding the coaching for JavaScript. How many classes do we have to go over for the basics of JavaScript? Have you?
See, roughly the number of classes count would be around 6 to 7, guys. Okay.
Okay.
Plus, the thing is, I'll be with respect to Cypress, whatever is required, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because Java JS is a huge this thing, guys. Okay. We will be not going because even you guys are aware that the dev team is also using the JavaScript for their building the application. We are not going into those complex, let's say, discussions about JS. Whatever is required from Cypress point of view, whatever support is required, what are the
Mm-hmm.
basic concept, OOPS concept, how to write, let's say, nested if else, all those queries, questions, right? We will be
Mm-hmm.
talking about those. So those things will be covered within 6 to 7 sessions at most.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
Yes.
I'm Sneha here. I
Yeah.
have the thing is we will be having practical sessions, right? So if we have any doubts and some issues in installing and many more things, means
Mm.
so is there any mentors or we need to
That's what I
contact?
said, right? Let's say we will be having session Monday to Friday every day, correct? And let's say I'm trying to explain some topics today, and at the same, because some of you, let's say, will try to practice at the same time, right? And some of you will, let's say, refer the video, and then they will try to kind of do the activity what I was explaining, right? There
Yeah.
are that depends upon like how you have the habit of kind of the thing is, whenever you kind of stuck over any point, anything, right? Over the group, you can just share your screenshot, whatever, let's say, issues you are facing, correct? I'll be kind of connecting one to one with respect to that particular issue. Okay. Once it is resolved, like it will be hardly like config issue or let's say some, let's say hardly 5 to 10 minutes kind of work, right? And you will be able to kind of move ahead.
Uh, sure. Okay.
Yes.
Because this is Shekhar. I have a quick question. Yeah, I'm very new to this automation thing.
Mm-hmm.
So I know Selenium is meant for web-based applications. So what about this Cypress? Is it for both a standalone and web-based applications where we can do automation?
See, Cypress is purely kind of based for web-based automation. It is not dealing with any of the desktop-based application, guys. Please remember this, okay?
Okay.
So, whatever application you guys are working on, right, in your real project right now in any of the organization, if it is kind of purely like web-based, wherein because this is the common like almost like 90% of the project right now are kind of web-based, wherein you need to do validations over the UI part or let's say API microservices, correct? So
Mhm.
over there, the Cypress will play a vital role in kind of performing the cross-browser, whatever type of testing you think, right? We will be able to achieve via Cypress as a tool.
Okay. So in that case, what is the major advantage of using rather Selenium than Cypress?
So coming to that questions, like what is I mean, better in compare to Cypress, as well as, like, let's say, comparison between two this thing, right? So I just have a quick comparison, like, with me, okay, just at high level, guys. But still, I'll go through the official website also of Cypress, and I'll try to showcase the advantage, guys. Okay. So at high level, just Cypress and Selenium, if you try to compare, guys, okay. So if you think, because most of you, I believe, let's say, might have seen how Selenium works, or let's say, okay. So keeping that in mind, so Cypress is something which is running inside a real browser, guys. Okay. When we are triggering, let's say you are creating any account, or let's say you're logging into the application, actually you're trying to log in a real browser. But what Selenium is doing is Selenium is taking the help of driver or web driver, correct? And then it is trying to access the browser. But whatever action we are performing via Cypress, guys, it is directly into the respective browsers, whether it is Edge, Chrome, Firefox, Mozilla. So it is actually doing inside the browser. Okay. Now Cypress is having good advantage of front end as well as API testing. Selenium, if you compare, guys, it is at the architect level, we are using only front end. But yes, using some of the jars, which are obviously dependent jars, such as rest assured jar and everything. If we integrate those, then only Selenium will work for the API testing as well. So in the language level, JavaScript and TS are the one which is supported by Cypress, but Selenium has major support over all the PL, all the programming languages. Okay. So here, if you see, users are developer and the automation tester. Even the developers are using, guys. Okay. It's not that we, as a QA, only Cypress is being used by, let's say, only as an automation tester. No, even the developer for their unit testing, there is one major component, guys, in our Cypress runner. You will see that that is called as component testing. Okay, that is being used purely by the developer. Here, guys, if your test case is running in, let's say, 1 second, then Cypress will take 1 divided by 10th second, guys. So it is basically like 10x faster compared to Selenium. If your Selenium framework is taking, let's say, around 20 minutes to complete the whole regression suite, which you are trying kind of sanity, smoke, or whatever test case you have written, then the Cypress will be taking 1 divided by 10, that is 2 seconds to something, for running the complete regression suite, whatever we have in the headless mode, guys. Okay, that's the difference in terms of speed, guys. Okay. So here the browsers which are supported are already listed over their official page. Okay. Chromium related all the browsers such as Opera, Chrome, Electron browser, even the Firefox, guys. Okay. And if you compare the documentation, guys, if you remember, Selenium does not have any documentations over their official page, guys. Okay. Over their official page, if you go to selenium.dev, right, you will not see like any like high level documentation. But when it comes to Cypress, guys, you will see a lot of detailed documentations with respect to each and every command. Okay. Even if you want to know what is this command doing, how to use this, what all in what all scenario you can use, everything is documented in case of Cypress, guys. Okay. Here, if you remember, in Selenium, we have the support for multi-tab, guys, right? We have get window handles method, but in Cypress, we don't have that support. We need to kind of have a workaround, guys. Okay. Here we don't have direct support for XPath, guys. Here we need to kind of install the plugin, guys. Okay. So these are the major advantage: time travel, debugging, retry test, automatic wait, and the community support, guys. Okay, so this you can consider the advantage which Cypress is giving compared to Selenium. Okay, when I say time travel, debugging, retry test, what are all this? These are the actual feature what Cypress is saying that We can go back to the test, check the execution. I mean, at what step you got that particular page. So all those are kind of the biggest advantage in compared to Selenium. Okay. Now I'm going to their official page, guys, cypress.io. This is the official page, guys. Okay. I just wanted to highlight some of the basic things before we kind of go ahead with the this thing, Cypress session, guys. Here, if you go to their official page, guys, here you can see that write, run, and debug like a pro. So here, whatever pointers you will see, right? These are all the advantage with respect to Cypress, guys. Okay. So this all are nothing but the advantage. So here, when I go test modern app directly into the browser, that's what I told first point. Here, Cypress is saying that I'll trigger your test case directly into your real browser, how the real user will actually work on the application. Then you can kind of write your first passing test in a minute. So there is no logic of driver. There is no other third party dependency. You can directly write the Cypress command. You need to know your application URL. And once you know that, if you know your test case, you will directly invoke that particular test case into your respective browser, whether it is Chrome, Edge, Firefox, Mozilla, Electron, whichever browser. If your test is failing, guys, you can directly check that failure with respect to the assertions which we are kind of entering into our Cypress test case. So that's what it is saying. Cypress debug directly failure directly in the browser, guys. Eliminate flaky test. So what does this mean, guys? Usually what happens in real time when we are triggering the test case for the first time, it is pass. Again we are triggering, it is fail. Again we are triggering, it is pass. So those type of test case are considered, or let's say have the this thing as flaky test, guys. So Cypress, with the help of Cypress Cloud, there will be like we will be eliminating the flaky test, guys, which is like the Cypress default behavior, guys. Okay. Then integrations of Cypress with respect to all the tools such as Circle CI, such as Azure Pipeline, Jenkins, like all the support is available. Even like you just need to have the respective YML file, you need to have respective Jenkins file, you need to have those particular file into your repo. Once you have those files, you will be able to trigger the test case, guys. Okay, via circles, via your this thing, respective source code management tool, guys. Okay, so these are the biggest advantage with respect to Cypress as a tool, guys. Now here one more thing I would like to highlight, guys. I have not added into our introduction, like while talking about over the website, that is something called as Cypress Cloud, guys. Okay, please remember Cypress Cloud is something which is coming as a premium, or I would say there is some payment involved with respect to Cypress Cloud, guys. Okay. So what is Cypress Cloud? Cypress Cloud is something which is having a beautiful dashboard, beautiful structure. So there is some pricing involved with respect to Cypress Cloud. So this is the pricing part, which is obviously involved with Cypress Cloud. Most of the organizations are using this cloud for managing all their let's say dashboard report, the graphical structure, the you can say which needs to be shared over all the stakeholders, guys. So you have both the plans, guys, monthly, annually, and this is usually useful whenever you have a team of, let's say, greater than 2 or 3 people. Okay. So all people are kind of, let's say, working on the simple same project, and all are accessing the same Cypress Cloud dashboard. So I'll be talking about Cypress Cloud also, because it is available open, it is available free of this thing for single user, guys. There is no payment or anything involved when if you alone as an individual contributor working on the project, guys. But if there are more people, right, at that time we might have some pricing part involved, guys. Okay, so this is about the Cypress Cloud, which is a complete dashboard which will contain all the whatever future test, let's say the past ran test case, the graphical structure, the pie chart, the number of test case got fail, pass, all the like tags which we have used into our test case, let's say smoke, sanity, the bifurcation, the tabular report, everything will be present into your Cypress Cloud dashboard, guys. Okay, so which is obviously there is some payment involved, guys. Please remember this. We will talk at the later stage, not initial stage. At the later stage, once we are ready with our frameworks and everything. Yes. Any more queries? Any questions, guys?
Yes, Vikash, one quick question. As you mentioned, can you go back to that comparison
Sure.
sheet between Selenium? So you mentioned only it will be the code will be stored in the browser itself, right? This sits inside the browser.
Mm-hmm.
So if my application needs to be tested in multiple browsers, so how exactly it will work?
Mm-hmm. So basically in Cypress, we have the support for cross-browser testing, correct? Wherein I
Hmm.
already mentioned like the browser which is supported by Cypress it's a complete huge list actually. Okay. So if you go
Okay.
to the official page, so if you go to the browser testing, so here if you notice carefully, we have the support, you can see like this particular drop down that is Electron 1994, sorry. This is the official browser version, which is right now Cypress is triggering their test cases, correct? So if you want to trigger your test cases on the different browser, correct? What we will
Hmm.
do, we will be having the YAML configuration, or you can do the logic of cross-browser testing. What we usually do in Selenium with the help of Selenium Grid, right? The
Hmm.
same config setting we can do with the Cypress as well, wherein even it is having the support for viewport, guys. Okay, so what is viewport? Viewport is basically like if your application, you need to check how it is looking in iOS devices, how it is looking in Android devices based on the screen size and everything. So over there we have the viewport command, guys. Okay, so what viewport command is saying is like you will be able to validate your your test case into different screen size with respect to all the screen resolutions, what you are aware as a user, and that details you need to provide to the Cypress, and accordingly your test case will kind of trigger in those respective devices, guys. Okay, because Cypress is having the support for almost like 20 plus devices, mobile devices, I would say, wherein you can trigger your test cases.
Okay.
Okay.
So you're saying that it will support the mobile device applications and also the
Yes,
web-based
all the browsers.
applications.
So if you go to the browsers in Cypress, right? If I go to their official page, so here if you notice carefully, these are the browser which are primarily supported by Cypress. Okay, so Chrome Beta. So all this will be related with the Chromium, guys. Okay, and then we have Firefox, Electron. So the only thing is WebKit is something experimental, which is with respect to Mac. Okay, so Mac as in like the Safari browser. This is something which we experimental. So we are able to trigger our test case in WebKit as well. But here you will see like this all the browsers selections page whenever we are triggering our test case in multiple browsers.
Okay.
Yeah.
So one more question.
Right, Karthi, yeah.
So yeah, as part of this course, do you cover Cucumber BDD framework also?
Yes, that will be part of our framework style. Even like the theoretical part about the BDD Cucumber, correct?
Mm-hmm.
What are
Mm-hmm.
feature step definition file? What are example keyword, background keyword, right? All those
Mm-hmm.
concept hooks, what is before, after, all those hooks as well, correct? How we are
Yeah.
writing, all will be covered for because see whatever we will be trying to cover in page object model framework, right? The same
Mm-hmm.
framework we will be try to convert that into BDD styles of writing as well, correct? That's what the requirement usually come, saying that
Okay.
hey, you need to create a framework from scratch using BDD style of writing, right? So we will cover
Mhm.
that.
Okay. And one more question related to that. Say,
Mm-hmm.
for example, for functional testers, they maintain uh, test cases either in Jira or in some Excel sheet.
Mm-hmm.
So, have you been exposed to converting those into the feature file here in Cucumber? Do we have
That
some tool?
particular functionality, usually because that is something we have, like gherking, tidy gherk, those type of plugins basically, right?
Mhm,
Which basically converting, but there is no such direct tool wherein, let's say you have the test case written in, let's say Azure or Jira or let's say Excel, any of the third party tool, and you
mhm.
try to provide that as an input to Cypress and it will convert into spec file. No, there is no such plugin or any of the third party available. You need
Mhm.
kind of manually. Only thing is
Okay.
Cypress providing some dependency with respect to Cucumber that we need to install it locally into our package node module, right?
Mhm,
After that, you
mhm.
will be able to trigger all the keywords which are belonging to Cucumber. Okay. So Cypress
Okay.
is not having direct connection with Cucumber. Please remember this. Cypress
Mm,
will say that, hey, please install some of the Cucumber related plugins which are
mhm.
officially present on the NPM website.
Okay.
Once
Okay.
we install that, after that, you will be able to kind of link all whatever we are aware about how to link our feature file with our test runner, all those things. But yes, that will be kind of manual effort for creating the
Oh,
test in terms of feature file.
okay. Okay. Thank you.
Parallel execution is possible. So when I say parallel execution, you need to trigger that via using some of the Jenkins file or let's say YAML file, or I hope everyone are aware about GitHub workflow if you have heard about GitHub workflow. So with the help of those type of support, you will be able to achieve your parallel execution. At the same time, you are triggering your test case in multiple browser. Okay. But if you try to run locally and you will say that I need to achieve parallel execution, then in that case, you need to open 2 or 3 instances of Cypress runner, which is not recommended. Okay. But using YML file or using Jenkins pipeline, whatever you create your Groovy language script in Jenkins pipeline, will be able to achieve the parallel execution.
Sorry, I have a suggestion, please.
Okay.
Can we please start the training? Then during the training or after the training, the question can come in.
Sure, sure. No problem.
All
Yes.
right, thank you.
Like just at high level, since we have like few minutes to kind of have this discussion, so let me kind of officially let's say start our session with respect to whatever we have spoken about. Okay. So guys, just to give you quick this thing, Cypress, when we say installation part, it is very straightforward. You need to kind of install the Cypress from the official page via node package module. Okay. So the prerequisite which is required for Cypress is basically you need to kind of have the node package, or you can say node.js, okay, which needs to be there into your machine. Okay, if it is not available, I'll show you the steps, what all things you need to consider. Second is you need to have the Visual Studio Code, guys. Okay. So now the question arises whether it is fine to work on other editing tools. The answer is yes, it is fine. But Cypress is having the best support with VS Code, guys. Please remember this. Okay. So that's the reason Cypress is giving highly recommending to use Visual Studio Code. Okay, VS Code. So for installing Node.js, guys, you just need to go to the official website. Okay. So just go to Node.js installation. Okay. Depending on the type of OS you are using, guys, go to their official website. You can choose one of the option as per your recommended. Okay. So you can go to pre-built install it. You can select the respective OS. ARM64 is fine, even x86 is fine. Click on Node.js installation, guys. Okay. Once you install, a file will be kind of, and just you need to click next, what we do normal installation. So once it is done, guys, okay, after that, please go to your, in Windows, you need to go to command prompt, guys. Okay. But in this thing, Mac, you please go to terminal section and just write node, uh, so just check the node minus V. Okay, so node minus V will show the respective version which is kind of installed into your machine. Okay, so it is very straightforward. Just go to their official this thing. Okay, official page. Go to pre-built installer. Click on the version which is kind of you want to use. Usually, obviously, use the latest one and select the respective OS system and the running machine. And please click on this, guys. Okay, so I'll share this link as well. So this is the official link for downloading and configuring the Node.js. This is mandatory, guys. Okay. Second step is Visual Studio Code. So go to the official page of Visual Studio Code. So Visual Studio Code, obviously, I hope everyone are aware. So just go to their official page and you can just download as per your OS, guys, if you're using Mac, if you're using Windows. Okay. So this is the official page from where you can download and configure the VS Code, guys. Please remember, guys, both this particular application, whatever I talked about, both are open source. There is no such, you can say plugin, no need of setting up anything, guys. Okay, once you install, just check the terminal part, guys, whether this node is installed successfully or not. Okay, if it is installed successfully, you will see the version of that particular node which has been installed into your machine. Otherwise, you will see some error message if it is not installed successfully. Okay, so these are the two things which you need to do, guys, once you are kind of good to go with your like Cypress part. Only these two things are required to start with your Cypress. Okay. Uh, so now next part is I'll start with the VS Code, guys. Okay, because this is what very important. So in VS Code, guys, you don't need to kind of have anything. Just you need to trigger some of the command which will help us to create the package.json, guys. Okay. So this is the Visual Studio Code, right? So this is something like you just need to kind of go to file. Okay, or go to, let's say, any of the folders, guys. Okay, right now obviously I'm in one of the folders. So what I'll do, I'll go to this particular folder. Okay, so over here, everyone please remember, guys, wherever you are working, whether it's C drive or D drive, guys. Okay, please create a folder over there. Okay, so let me create one new folder. Okay, so over here I'm creating a new folder, guys. Okay, so I'm giving as V Cypress. Okay, automation September. Okay, please remember this is the name which I'm giving. Okay, now this is the folder which I have created. Now next step is open file, open the respective folder what you want to kind of this thing, right? So you can close everything, guys. Let me close everything first of all so that it is from scratch. Okay, now let me open VS Code. So guys who are, let's say, using this thing, Windows, guys, you can create any of the folder in either C drive or D drive. Okay, and open that folder from VS Code. Okay, that's what you need to follow. Okay, so go to that particular folder wherever you have created. Okay, so this is the one which I have created, right? So click on open. So till like we will be on this page, guys. Okay, you will see this particular folder. Okay, now anyone who is starting the framework or anything from scratch, you need to go to terminal, guys. Click on new terminal. Okay, over here you need to be making sure that you are on the respective project, guys. Okay, and over here you need to trigger one command called as npm init. Okay, npm init. Okay, so let me write that all the steps whatever I told you just now. Okay, step one, guys. Step one, create a folder and open the same using VS Code. Okay. Step 2, go to terminal section and run the command npm init. Okay. Now, obviously, some of you might be having question, what is npm? What is init? npm stands for node package module. Okay. When I say npm, it is node package module, guys. Okay. Now, what is node package module? So, guys, Cypress is purely based on node, guys. Okay. So if you go to the official page of Cypress, right? So here you can see Cypress GitHub. So this is the official page of Cypress GitHub, guys. Okay. So complete Cypress is over here only, guys. Everyone, please understand. This is the official page of Cypress, guys. Okay. So there are daily basis, weekly basis, there are some update, guys. Everyone are clear? This is the official page of Cypress. Okay, like the GitHub page of Cypress. If someone asks you, Cypress, do you have the GitHub? Obviously, yes. And this is the official page. Okay, everyone are clear? Next, if you go to npm.js, guys, okay, over here, if you search for Cypress, okay, so here also you will see Cypress is something. This is the official page of Cypress in node package module JS, guys. Okay, so whatever code is being updated in this particular repo, guys, the same is being updated in npm JS as well. Everyone are clear, guys? What I said just now? Anybody has any question for Cypress? So this is the official documentation, official pages from where you need to actually install the Cypress. Okay. So here, if you see, this is the weekly download, like around more than, I would say 52 lakhs people. So here, if you see, we will have the version as well. Okay. So current version is 13.13.3, which is kind of getting the thing, okay, getting used. And this is the command for installation, guys. Okay. This is the command for installation. If you want to understand the system requirement, please go to this particular page. Here it will say that please install respective node and everything. And once you do that, after that, please trigger this particular command. Okay. Anyone have any query, doubt, questions on this, guys? The official page for Cypress. Okay. And here, one more thing, if you go to their official website, guys, over there also you will see the command for installations and everything, guys. Okay, so here you can see npm install Cypress, right? So this is the command for installation. Okay, so everyone understood? First command which we are triggering is, guys, npm init. Okay, so once you initiate or once you trigger this npm init, guys, there will be a package.json will be kind of getting installed, getting created, guys. Okay, so everyone can see, right? Over here we got the first thing as package name. Okay, so if you don't want to change anything, please hit enter directly. After that version, please hit enter. After that description, if you want to give the description, okay, so let's say Cypress automation. I'm just giving the name as Cypress automation SAP 2024. Okay, index.js, a file will be getting created. Text command, if you want to, let's say, have some specific command that you need to kind of customize, you can provide those commands. Right now, please keep this empty. Get repo URL, if you have any repo URL which is like currently available with you, please provide that repo URL. If not, later on also we can update that. Keyword, author, license, everything I'm keeping as it is. And this is how your package.json file is getting created. And over here, just say yes. Okay, and we are done, guys. Okay, so package.json file got created successfully. Understood, everyone? Anybody has any query, doubt, questions on this? This is the first step which you need to do over VS Code, guys. Okay. Next.
Okay, so one question here. So basically, when you do the npm init, it is like you get all the dependencies that is required for your Cypress
No.
automation.
No, we are not getting any dependency till now. we have just created one package.json, which will manage or maintain all your dependency. Okay, now
Okay.
all your dependency will kind of getting, let's say, sit over here. But for
Mm-hmm.
that, you need to first install the node module. Okay, till
Okay.
now I have just mentioned that whatever dependency I'll be requiring, I'll mention those dependency inside this particular file. That's what I'm telling to this project. Okay, so
Okay.
now what
Okay.
I'll trigger some of the command for Cypress installation. Okay, so for
Okay. Okay.
you can just refer to the, since I showed you multiple ways of installation, either you can go to this particular command, that is npm install hyphen save. This is the command which is purely, or which is obviously installing the latest version of Cypress. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
if you go to their official doc also, you will kind of install, guys. Okay, that is also possible. There are multiple ways to install the Cypress, but I would obviously recommend to install via Cypress node module package manager only. Okay, so I will use the official command, because on the GitHub page also you will see at the bottom saying that please install through this only. Okay, and
Mm-hmm.
guys, those who are using yarn, they can use yarn command also. Those who are using PNP, guys, please use this. Okay, so these are same as what we have npm, guys. Okay, don't get confused. Yarn is also like, I hope everyone remember what is Maven repository, right? So what is Maven repository? It is a centralized location where all your plugins sits, right? Same way, what is npm? Npm is their official page where all your third party dependency, whatever is required, guys, it will sit, guys. Okay, if you want to work with XPath, please search XPath over here. You will get the XPath official page. And if you want to integrate that into your Cypress, please install the XPath plugin, and then you will be able to trigger the test case, or let's say use the XPath, guys. Okay, for installing XPath, this is the command. So all the third party dependency, whatever we will be required in our Cypress project, we will be taking help for we will be installing using npm.js. Please remember this.
Okay. Thank you.
Yes. So guys, I hope everyone are clear. Now let's run this command. Where is that? npm install Cypress save dev. So guys, what exactly this command means is it will pick the latest version of Cypress, which is currently available on their official website. And once it is done, a complete folder structures and everything will be getting created over here. Okay, so let me update this in the notes. Third step, guys, step 2, I will write instead of that. Step 2, trigger this command. Okay, trigger this. Um, just run this command. Okay, no need of doing anything, guys. Once you do that, it will take couple of minutes, guys, because it is little bit, if you consider in terms of size, it is almost like around 60 to 70 MB, guys. Okay, because it is having almost all the official this thing node package modules which are required from the Cypress point of view. Okay, so here you will see one node modules folder will be getting generated, getting created, guys. Okay, now here you see that 173 package. These are the official package which is present inside our Cypress. Okay, and now you can see, guys, this line has been added, guys. Correct. So this line got added by writing the command which I have written this, right. That's the reason. It is saying that, hey, we have installed the Cypress, and the official, like the version which is currently supported or currently getting used is 13.13.3. Okay, and this is the node module, guys. We don't need to go in detail about this. Okay, don't worry, as if required I'll talk about some of the node module package, but right now we don't need to go into this particular folder, guys. Is it clear, everyone? Anybody has any doubt, query, questions, please feel free to unmute and speak up, guys. So we did only the installation part of Cypress, guys. Okay, okay. So if Okay, so till here, I hope everyone are clear. Let me repeat the steps, guys, so that everyone are on same page. So the first step is we created a folder at any locations of your machine. Please go to that folder, open via VS Code, go to the terminal area from here, guys. Some of you will not see the terminal option. After run, there will be one arrow, guys. Please click on that arrow. You will see the terminal option. There will be three options. Okay, inside that you need to select the first option, which will be terminal. Please make sure you are on the official this thing package at which your folder has been created, and only then this trigger this command called as npm init. Okay, this is the first step. Once you do this, you need to have one package.json. You can give what all details you required, guys, as per your wish. After that, the second step is very simple: npm install cypress hyphen hyphen save hyphen dev. Once you do that, the latest version of Cypress will get installed, guys. Okay. One important thing, guys, Cypress is having the update every 15 days, every 13 days, every 12 days, in a week also. Okay. So today, if I'm using Cypress 13.13.3, after like once we are like at the end of the training session, it might be 13.14, 13.16 also, guys. So don't get confused. Like there are slight changes with respect to whatever defect bugs people have reported. So those are getting updated in this obviously the next version of Cypress. Okay,
So
everyone,
one quick question.
go ahead.
Yeah, because so when you're saying that it keeps updating on weekly basis or bi-weekly basis, so when we build our framework, so
Mm-hmm.
how exactly it will, is there any impact when we build our framework if it is keep updating?
Yes, there is no impact. The reason is Cypress is saying that if you're even people who are having Cypress version 6 or 7 till now, 6 point something till now, even they
Mm-hmm.
are able to trigger their test case. There is no impact on that. If their automation architect is requesting that, hey, we need to update the complete framework over the newer version or something, then what we usually do is we will be having the support for that particular version. You just need to trigger one command. Okay, all our
Mm-hmm.
test case whatever we have written, right, only thing is here we will be getting updated to that particular version. Okay, so here we need to kind of provide the version which we are requesting for, and here we need to trigger one command called as npm install. That's it. So once we
Okay.
trigger this command npm install, and if your package.json is containing 13.13.3, it will automatically convert the complete framework what you have created in lower version of Cypress into newer version. And after that, obviously, you need to run 2 to 3 times your sanity or regression suit so that everything is like everything is working as expected, what was working in the previous version of Cypress. That we need to obviously check, right?
Mm-hmm. Okay.
But yes, if you see the versioning, guys, it is like getting updated every week, guys. Every 2 weeks, 3 weeks, they are keep on updating, guys. Okay, so this is release here. Here itself, you can see release 345. Correct. So if you go to their official page, this is how they kind of release this. Okay, so here if you see closely, this was released June 19, July 2, July 17, last month. Now it is 2 weeks ago, right? So obviously they are mentioning everything in their documentation part, what all has been updated and everything. Obviously right now it is not required to go in those details, right? So yes, I hope everyone are clear with the installation part. So anybody has any queries, doubt, because obviously in the next session, we will be kind of triggering our, or let's say creating our first test case in Cypress, and then we'll get started with our topic wise. So at high level today, we have spoken about the introduction of Cypress. I would request everyone to go through their official pages, guys. Okay. Obviously, if I have, let's say, because from my side, I have kind of cleared almost all the this thing. But still, if you would go through the website, that will be more, you can say, in more details, guys. Okay, because there are various things, because I will be covering those details in the coming session. I because the documentation is huge, guys. That's what I said. Okay, so I'll cover about this website, this documentation at the later, like in the coming sessions. Okay, so this is their official website. Uh, I spoke about Node.js, how to install, how to set up. Please try to follow this. If anyone face any issues, please feel free to kind of let me know. Then we have Visual Studio Code download. So very straightforward, guys. Once you do that, you will see the screen like this. Okay, there will be two themes. One is dark, one is light. You can select one of them and try to kind of create the project. Don't go with other options right now. Later on, if required, we'll talk about extension. We'll talk about how to kind of work with GitHub and all those things. So don't worry about this GitHub actions as well. Okay, and then please follow these two steps, guys. Okay, these are the two steps. Once you do this, after that, the coming part, we'll talk about that in the coming session, like tomorrow, guys. Okay, so I'll stop here, guys. One quick request, guys. I'll share this documentations and everything. I would request everyone to please drop your name and WhatsApp number over the chat window. I would request everyone to please do that. I'll be sharing some like documentations as well, what all things, because I need to share PPT also with respect to Cypress. I'll not be covering those. I'll be straight away starting with the practical part, guys. Okay, so in that we'll cover those part as well. So I would request everyone to please go through that documentation which I'll be sharing. So I would request everyone to please share your name and WhatsApp number over the chat window. Okay, and I'll be continuing our this thing discussion from step 2, guys, in tomorrow's sessions as well. Okay, and if anybody got anything, guys, please like any like small questions, silly questions as well, please feel free to ask, guys. I would highly appreciate if there is any questions, please ask.
Yeah, because myself, Ravi. I have a 4+ years of experience in Selenium, Java, TestNG, Cucumber. So
Mhm.
just now I'm going to upskill myself, and I'm choosing which one is the best one, is the Cypress or Playwright. So this one is my question.
Yeah, the answer to this question is like both are at actually peak level, guys. Okay, when I say both are at peak level, if 40 let's say if 50 organization is using Cypress, like around 45 to 50 organization are using Playwright as well at the same time. Okay, the both are built on same this thing. Okay, both are having the same architecture. Okay, the only thing what Playwright is doing is different, guys, is only with the language. Okay, with the programming language. Okay, Cypress is saying that I have support for only two programming language, but Playwright on the other side is having little bit more, little bit like you can say other PL as well. That's the reason. Like, but yes, if it is coming to Angular application, the speed, or you can say the execution time which Cypress is taking is obviously way faster compared to Playwright. Okay, now the question to this thing, like whether I'll, because see, if you know Selenium, you know Cucumber, right? It will be very smooth for you to understand Cypress as well. Okay, and on the other hand, after few let's say days or few months, right, if you refer the Playwright frameworks also, you will not face that difficulty, because the architect, the JS part, because Playwright is also supporting JS and TS, guys. Okay, so everything you will look, only thing is folder structures and everything will be little bit different. Otherwise, both are at the same level, from the popularity wise, from the community support wise, from the like coming, because Playwright is also having like vast support over the this thing documentation part, and obviously Cypress is also having good support.
Thank you, Vikas.
Yeah, thanks, Ravi.
Yes, Rahul here. Actually, I have two or three queries. How to update Cypress? Any command there? if any
Cypress,
new
if you
version.
want to update, you need to use @latest. Okay, that is a command. npx cypress. You just need to write and then the version at which you need to update. Okay, I'll share that over the chat window. So ideally, you can do one thing, or you can update the version over here, and after that, you can trigger the command called as npm install. That will also work. Okay, if you are aware about the version on which you need to update, right? In the dev dependency, please write that particular version. Okay, after this symbol, and please write a command called as npm I or npm install. Both are same, guys. Npm I is also npm install only, or you can write npm install. Okay. Any more queries, guys? Any questions? And I'll stop the recording for today's, guys. We'll continue our discussion tomorrow as well.
npm install, we can create we can update
Yes,
via an
you need to update
command.
the number or version over here first.
Yeah, suppose after today any Cypress updated, so how to?
Okay. In that case, what
Yeah,
you need to do, you need to kind of update or provide that number over here, right? Whichever version you are having because this should be present, guys. And over here, you need to write npm install. That's it. So what is the purpose of this, guys? Whatever dependencies are present inside this, even tomorrow, if I write here one more dependency, let's say XPath, correct? And if I write the official dependency, but that should be official, guys. It should be present in our npm official page. If it is present, then by default XPath related plugins or let's say support will be getting added into my node modules. Okay, that's what Cypress is saying. Okay, so whatever third party support we will kind of use, guys, all the dependencies will keep on adding over here inside dev dependency. Okay.
okay.
This we'll talk
One
about
question.
that in the coming session as well. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay.
Yeah, you have created one folder in Cypress, VS Code, sorry. So suppose I have to create another folder for new projects. So what to do?
So see, the thing is either you can create a workspace, guys, okay, because here you will have the option for workspace, guys, okay, and in that workspace you can create 10 folder, 20 folder, that depends on you, okay, but every time then you need to open that workspace actually, okay, and then you need to work from that workspace only.
Is there any need to any command for new
No,
folder,
there is no
new
such
project?
command to kind of create, because see, every time whenever I open any new folder, this will go away. Okay, so basically what usually we do is, let's say if you have one framework as an UI automation framework and second framework as an API automation framework, so what people usually do, what like automation QA do is like they create or they convert this into a workspace, guys. Okay, so I can convert this into, like, here you can see, right, add folder to workspace. So what I can do, if I click on this, it will ask me to kind of select the second project which I want to open. Okay, once I do that, then I need to save, and after that, every time whenever I'm opening, guys, I will open that workspace. But if you want to trigger the test case which are present in this, then you need to go to that particular path only. You cannot kind of this is important, guys. Okay, if you want to trigger the test case in second folder related test case, then you need to go to that particular path of second folder. That is mandatory, and then only you need to open the terminal over there. You can have n number of project over here, but this should be configurable, guys. This you need to navigate to that respective terminal, guys. Please remember this. Okay, I'll talk about that, don't worry.
Um, so I have a question related to the timings and also the batch. Can I ask here or?
Uh, uh, just like, yeah, no problem. Go ahead.
Yeah, so do you have any other batches in different timings? Like
I'll just update you. Don't worry. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah.
Okay. I hope
Yes,
everyone
can
has shared the name
Hello.
and yeah, go ahead. I think someone is asking. Yeah, go ahead.
I have one doubt regarding on syllabus. So
Go
here
ahead.
mentioned 28 to 30 hours. So is it possible to cover all syllabus within 28 to 30 hours?
Ideally, my ideal, like whatever this thing has been done, it is less than 26 hours so far. Okay. Uh, Ideally, whatever practice activity we will be doing, right? The same you need to do over the weekend, those type of activity. So it is possible. If it is, that's what I told, right? It can be plus 7 more, sorry, 5 more hours. The reason is depends on the queries, doubt, questions, whatever you guys are having. Okay. This plus 5 hours. And even after that, also, if you need the support, guys, we will obviously have the official this thing WhatsApp group. Okay. So over there you can ask your doubts, queries, questions, whatever you are facing after this durations, guys. Once it is completed, after that also, if you are, let's say, facing some of the issues, we'll have the support group also, guys.
All whole syllabus covered, no?
Yeah, this is for obviously whatever I told about BDD, then page object model and the API framework, all three.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So I hope everyone has shared their name and WhatsApp number over the chat window, guys. Uh, any more queries, questions? If not, then I'll stop the recording, guys.
you
We
please share both URL, GitHub URL or npm URL? Both, that's right.
Sure.
because we have a daily session or
Daily.